Hello guys, welcome back again for another video. Today we're gonna be talking about bloxfruit reworks that we really need. So my last video was about why bloxfruits is really boring. So today we're gonna talk about what bloxfruits really need for it to stop being boring. Okay? So some of these, or if not most of these, have already been discussed and are potentially coming soon to bloxfruits, and I'm just gonna be giving my ideas on how it should be implemented. So this is gonna be one hell of a video. And if you want to, listen and maybe get an idea of all these interesting stuffs and also the proof that they're going to be coming, then watch till the very end. Alright, so let's start with the number one thing that in my opinion will have one of the biggest impacts in bloxfruits when it gets reworked, and is already confirmed. We're going to talk about bloxfruits trading, or bloxfruits reworked trading. Right now, the way bloxfruits trading currently works is it's just fruit to fruit, which in my opinion isn't really bad, but is very limited. Okay, anybody that says that bloxfruits trading isn't limited is just out of their mind or has very low standards of what a good trading system is. So let's talk about it and how they could potentially make it better. So number one, right now, trading will require you to have more than one storage. Let's be honest here. If you do not have more than one fruit storage, then getting some of the better fruits like dragon is going to be very hard, since a physical dragon fruit will cost you multiple fruits, multiple kitsune fruits, and multiple dough fruits. So the reality here is you are going to need more than +1 storage. I think you're going to need at the very minimum 3 fruit storages. But you can trade for those fruit storages. However, the problem here is trading for those fruit storages will take time and a lot of luck. And honestly, anything that requires a lot of luck in order for it to work is just very boring and not really a good design. Some of you guys might say that's okay, but in my opinion, it could be a lot better. And the reason why it could be a lot better is because there's a lot of things that they could actually do. For example, they could potentially be making items such as materials tradable. Now, the reason why this is actually insanely good is because these materials right here are super grindy. Let's just talk about dark fragments for a second here. Dark fragments are required to upgrade your items, required to craft some items, required for some quests, I believe, as well. But I think it's mostly for upgrading and crafting some stuff. And it is a very rare drop, because you're gonna have to get a few other items to actually get the dark fragment. And right now, it's not tradable. However, imagine this. Imagine if dark fragment ends up being tradable. And imagine if you could, trade 10 dark fragments for maybe 1 leopard fruit. Or imagine this, Leviathan Heart, something that's used to craft the mythical scrolls, which is actually used to get some of the most insane stuff in the game, which is very overpowered, like strong grip, some rare enchants or curses, which is in the game already. Imagine if you are allowed to trade Leviathan Heart or Leviathan Scales, and we all know how grindy Leviathan is. Now, if you were allowed to trade Leviathan Heart, maybe 5 Leviathan Heart for 1 kitsune fruit, this would be very helpful, because now you're not just limited to fruits that you need to get lucky to get. You can now actually get rewarded for grinding the game. This way, it will reward people that actually keeps on playing the game to get these materials and trade them for other items to get rich. Now again, fruit trading isn't really that bad. Trading in bloxfruits isn't really that bad. However, this rework will definitely be a lot better. And here's the other piece of the puzzle. This is from the official Rip Indra himself. You can actually find this on Twitter if you want to. Valentine's event ends after the weekend. If you've missed any exclusive accessories, don't worry about it. As we explained before, most items will become tradable in the coming updates. Once we're done with all the new changes, we'll start releasing weekly updates video soon. So again, this isn't really in the game yet. The weekly updates is not in the game yet. The trading, rework isn't in the game yet. However, when it finally releases in the game, we could be seeing an insane trading rework. Now, one more thing that I would like to add is chromatic skins, which a lot of people actually hate for good reason, is actually going to be tradable. So imagine if they add a lot of chromatic skins, which they will, because they're money hungry. They want to add a lot of these chromatic skins for insane amounts of Robux, because they want to make money with the least amount of effort. But then, if they rework trading to allow for other items such as materials to be traded, then it really isn't that big of a, it's still a big problem, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be as big of a problem anymore, because people can then trade their Leviathan Hearts for chromatic skins, their Leviathan scales for chromatic skins, and maybe they could even trade some of the rare accessories that are in the game, which is going to lead us to our next point, which is going to be a reworked PvP system. Now, I'm not going to be saying the PvP is bad because it's not really that bad, it's good. I kind of feel like bloxfruits PvP is actually pretty good in my opinion, and the reason for this is because it's not ping dependent. You can still win PvP battles even if you're high ping. But in games like Jujutsu Infinite, for example, if you have anything higher than 200, you're not gonna be able to do well. But in bloxfruits, if you have like 300 ping, if you are pretty good, you can still beat a lot of players. Now, we're gonna talk about a rework in how PvP is handled in the game. Right now, PvP is handled in two ways: bounty hunting and arena. Now, in arena, you can actually just tell people to go to arena. However, for this to actually work, you're gonna need to be friends with the person, or you're gonna need to convince the person to actually step in on the arena. However, that's very boring because, I mean, let's be honest here, most of PvP in bloxfruits is bounty hunting, and honestly, that kind of gets boring after a while, especially considering the fact that almost all third sea servers in bloxfruits are filled with mostly hackers, especially the Asia servers. They're filled with so many hackers, so it's actually hard to find people to PvP in public servers. So, how I recommend this to be handled is they should be introducing a leaderboard system which includes crews, which is actually something that they already discussed in the Future of Bloxfruits video, talked about by Gamer Robot or Arzeolus, which you could actually see on YouTube. If you want to go check it out, you can check it out on his channel. He mentioned crew reworks already. So the way it's going to be handled is PvP rework is going to be tied to crew reworks. He also mentioned that crew reworks or crews with, that are part of the leaderboard or whatever he called it will get new or exclusive rewards, which if that is the case, then that perfectly ties in with a trading system, because now the crews that are very, very powerful and did well and placed good in the leaderboards can trade their exclusive items in trading to be able to trade with other players or to be able to flex their items. Just these two changes alone will change bloxfruits forever. And I can guarantee you that I think most people here would agree that these changes are pretty good. If you do not agree with these changes, I don't know what's wrong with you, because there's just no way on this earth that these changes are going to be bad for the game. A good trading system will make the game more free-to-play and more enjoyable for free-to-play players, and will also make trading less luck-based and more grind-based, which honestly is pretty good because at least with the new trading system that I'm proposing, you could at least grind for it instead of just getting lucky. With a new crew rework system, at least your skills can be rewarded because, the better you are in PvP, the better rewards you're gonna get, or the better crew you're gonna get into. Combine just these two features alone, and you are going to get an amazing and enjoyable bloxfruits experience. You want to know one of the bigger reasons why bloxfruits is boring these days? Like why even after they update it still feels quite boring? It's because these updates mostly revolve around sea events. Nothing new, nothing unique, mostly just revolving around sea events that you have to do, then things you have to craft, NPCs you have to talk to. I feel like it's high time for bloxfruits to actually introduce a new feature that will actually change the game and make the game better for people, which in my opinion is going to be these two reworks: crew reworks and trading reworks. These are two reworks in my opinion that we desperately need in bloxfruits, not just to make the game better, but to also make the game more enjoyable. So yeah, it's pretty much gonna be it for today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and sub, and peace out.